In this video, I will show you how to use Notion to parse funded accounts and to eventually then get payouts. This is what I call the parse a funded account helper in Notion, and I will walk you through step by step of what it does and how you can use the same thing for yourself as well. And I will also show you my other Notion system, which I call Luthen Notion, which is a little bit more advanced, even though both are definitely useful, as we will talk about in a moment. And if you watch the whole video, then I will show you how you can use the very same template that I've shown you just now yourself. I should mention about this that both the software and my template are free, so there's no cost for you at downloading them. Alright, starting with the first aspect, to avoid the greatest of all prop firm trading mistakes, which is a poor risk management, because believe it or not, 0.5% account size trading is actually way too much, and I will show it to you in Notion. So here we are in Notion in the parse a funded account helper, and when we click on this funded account challenge, and we will see that the recommended risk per trade is only $200. Now, how come the recommended risk per trade is $200 if the account size is 100,000 US dollars? So this is not 10K, this is 100K. Well, if we click at the table view, then we see that the maximum drawdown is $10,000. So actually we lose this account if we exceed the maximum drawdown. So the maximum drawdown is actually our account size in the beginning phase. And so if we normally risk 2%, we can only risk 2% of this, which luckily for us, then parse a funded account helper calculates for us, which is $200. You shouldn't risk more than $200. So this means that the first gravest mistake that people do, which is too high of a risk for the funded account, is checked, and we don't have to worry about that anymore. By the way, 0.5% of the 10K would be $500. So you can see how when people use double their normal risk, failing a prop firm challenge becomes actually very likely. So this is crucial, and so therefore it's beneficial for us that through the Notion we have checked this thing. And as I've said, in the end of the video I will show you how you can use it too. But now moving on to the second crucial aspect, which is to reflect all trades. So this is this part, and then secondarily also using trading tasks and habits. Let's first look at the reflection, because we actually want to avoid obviously gambling when trading, over trading. So how does the Notion help us with this? So let me actually show you, because we will enter the trades before we take them. So when we're here in Notion and we're about to take a trade, we just click new trade, go here, and then quickly say, how is our decision making? Is it rational? Does it make sense? Is it mechanical according to strategy, which is ideal? Or is it more over-explained, or even just revengeful gambling like trading? And so let's say we say it's rational, and then we see this one, which is strategy. And when you will now usually enter your strategies, and you see that it's not among them, then you will see, well, maybe the decision making is not rational, but it's over-explained according to a strategy that I haven't used before, or it's even revengeful, because you don't even know the strategy. Of course, you can type a new strategy. Let's write just chart pattern. And when you notice that there's no strategy that aligns with your trade, and you simply don't check the trade and say the disciplined execution was 10 out of 10, because actually you didn't take the trade. And we also can give this a name. I would always use the name of the pair. And let's say it was an unsuccessful trade, or it was a successful trade. We can also use this to reflect trades. So this means that after you've taken a trade, you can insert an image of the trade here and use it for further reflection. So you could write reflection points here, or even link it to other things with the link to page feature, which is this one. Or you can even create a new property, but I don't want to bore you with Notion talk, because when you use this Notion system, then you will actually get used to it yourself. In this case, I actually inserted a trade that I did myself. I've also reflected this trade on my YouTube channel and given you reasons for the trade. In fact, this trade here specifically follows my own trading strategy, which I sometimes teach to people as well. So, but the point is, you can write a reflection for every trade that you take right here. And obviously, when we look back at this, then we can see that the reflection part has been covered, but we didn't talk about trading tasks and habits yet. This may sound unnecessary to many of you, but I would argue this is actually very much related to avoiding all of these things. Because through the use of a habit tracker, you can also track habits that actively help you in not doing all of these things. When we look at it in Notion, this is not part of the parse a funded account helper, but instead this is part of Luthen Notion. And we can see here how there's this useful habits part, and you will see the HWID protocol. There's also other habits right here. But when we look at it, you can see that you can click it and it will actually mark this habit for you. And when there's a new trading day, then again, you can click it or click it not. In this way, this is your habit tracker. But of course, the value then actually comes from this protocol. So when we actually click on this page, here in this case yesterday, in this case today, let's click today in case we haven't done this. And here it says the HWID grounding protocol. And you can use this to get yourself in the right state of mind for trading. This is actually what I've been using myself, but you will have to see whether or not other self-reflection questions are going to help you more or not. But once you've done this, and you can write this for every day, so this is a separate day than the other day. So today you will see this, but in yesterday there's the other text as we have seen right here. So this is actually supposed to work as an example for you. If you want to, you can pause the video and you can read through it. And this way you can get an idea on how to get in the right state of mind for trading. This is actually a habit that with each trading day, you can actually check off. For example, also the daily recap. And of course, you can also create your own new habit right here. This therefore means that we can check off the proper trading habits alongside avoiding the gravest mistake and reflecting the trades as well. However, how does this notion help us with building a profitable trading strategy? And for this, I actually employ my own framework, which is to filter the signals until they work. Now this is quite simplified, so let me actually explain this, looking at this chart first. So this is the 2-minute chart of the Euro-US dollar, and this is the RSI. And we can see that every time the RSI went into oversold territory, the market did react. So obviously it would be very controversial to say for me that a strategy purely based off of RSI could work, and this is not what I claim as well. But we see then at this point how the RSI went into overbought territory. So by the same logic, because it has always worked before, it should work here again, right? But here we go, because when we look at the chart, we see that this actually did not happen anymore. And instead, in this situation, the strategy failed in producing a successful trade. And depending on the stop loss, you would have been stopped out at around here. And we can see that again, at this point, it didn't work once again, depending on where you would have exited right here. And then again, it would have worked right here. So it could be that overall just based off the RSI, but it is plentifully clear now that the market does react to the RSI, even in the situations where you would have been stopped out. So then to make the strategy work overall, you will obviously need to filter. And this is the point I'm getting at. And through the filtering, the strategy will hopefully then get profitable. So how does this work then in Notion? Well, with Luthen Notion, I have actually integrated a framework to develop your own profitable trading strategy, which I have also described in a free guide of mine that you can look at. But you can see that right here we have the strategies and knowledge center. And here it is then that we can create a new strategy by clicking here. And when it has loaded, like we see right here, then there's a framework that I call Theta, and you will enter your strategy rules right here. And the key improvement mechanism is now that through the case studies that you can link to your trades that we see right here, you can say when it works and when it doesn't work. For example, looking back at this chart again, it may be that it only works in ranging and not in strongly trending markets. We see that right here there's been a volatility breakout, and so this may mean a regimen change, that strategy that has worked before in the ranging market doesn't work anymore. And this is then basically how it works, because through the journal trades where you also enter your strategy that you've used, you will then reflect the trades through also the habit tracker with the daily recaps. And then on the next step, you refine actually your strategy as we've seen in the Notion with the strategy tab, and you enter new entry and new exit rules. Obviously, looking back at this, you can not only create a new strategy, but you can also use this to create a new thought as we've done here. And then you can write into this page what you think about it, or you can create a new knowledge unit. For example, if you've watched a course or something like that, should you do that, or you have new knowledge from a trading video, and you click new knowledge unit and enter your newly won knowledge right here. And you can also, of course, pin things. For example, in this case, this is pinned because here the pin is checked. And this overall will hopefully help you building a profitable trading strategy. And with the other things, make sure that you only execute the perfect trades. So this is actually a quite powerful thing. And we can't see everything of these things in isolation, but instead all of them work in tandem. Because of course the reflection will interact with the strategy, and you will also want to only execute this strategy and nothing else. So all of these things are interrelated. With all of this information in mind, what is the least thing that you should actually take out of this video? First and foremost, the most important thing that you can actually do is to use proper risk management. If you don't do this, I don't care whether you use Notion or not, then blowing your funded accounts is actually really likely. So make sure that you have proper risk management in place, which of course the Notion then actually will calculate for you as well. The great thing about Notion is that it is a free software. You can just download it, and then you can download my passive funded account Notion template as well, so that you can actually follow all of these crucial things. because if you do this, then this is actually the highest likelihood way to become a profitable trader in order to pass funded accounts and then eventually get payouts. So in the description, I've linked to you the passive funded account helper, and as you can see, you can just enter 0 right here, and then you will get the same Notion system that I've shown you in many parts of this video. If you Google trading Notion template, then you will see that other people will charge you up to $200 for it. And what you can access right here for free by entering $0 and then I want this is a very similar product, and it also allows for the trade sharing that I've shown you, for which sometimes with a software like TradeSeller, you would actually have to pay monthly for it. So I kind of hope that you recognize the value that this can give you if you're right fit. And I would also appreciate your feedback if you have any. Consider clicking the link in the description and downloading the passive funded account helper. Use it for yourself in Notion. Notion is not a complicated software. And most likely you should also subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, please let me know in the comments what you think. I will read every one of your comments and respond to them.